Hello, this is Python, a source for your gaming entertainment, and today we're going to be talking about Avengers Infinity War, the biggest movie blockbuster for Marvel. Now, this thing has already been breaking records as far as I'm in the know. It is literally the highest grossing film over the weekend. So here we go. Let's just talk about this. This made me feel. It did make me feel. Now, did it go over the hype that I had built up? No, but did it meet the hype? It met the hype. And that is really great in itself because my hype was a little over the top when I went in, as was a lot of people. Now, that being said, it met it and it was an amazing movie. It did it well enough to where you weren't getting swarmed with characters and no character got enough time to do anything, because they split it up into three groups. These groups basically were Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Strange, and then everyone else, and then Thor, Rocket, and Groot. Those were the three groups. And I say everyone else because there were a lot more characters in that group than any other group, and I don't really feel like saying all of them right now. This movie did have deaths, and that's something we were going in expecting because it had to have deaths. It had to give us consequences for everything that has happened over the past 10 years. And I'm going to talk about one of these deaths in particular, and that was Loki. I was surprised when they killed him off in like the first 5 to 10 minutes of the movie. I was expecting, he'll probably get 30 minutes of runtime to, make us feel for him more. No. Right off the get-go, he is dead. And maybe even for real this time. We have no idea. I kind of hope he is, but I also kind of hope he isn't because he was one of the best Marvel villains ever. Now let's talk about another death. Another death that hit me much harder was Vision, especially since Scarlet Witch blew up Vision's Mind Stone. We had to see him die twice. Blew up his Mind Stone, and then Thanos is like, turns back to time and then kills him again, making everything that Scarlet Witch just did pointless. She didn't even get that. She didn't even get the fact that she was saving the universe and it was a sacrifice. She got that, and then after that, her heart was probably broken because they just destroyed that right in front of her eyes. Vision dies. Yes, that was something that a lot of us thought. And another smaller death that really no one has been talking about that much is Heimdall, which has been with us for all of the Thor movies, I'm pretty sure. And that's pretty cool. Now, he did die, and it was a pretty sad death, but he did die, giving us a chance to fight back. So thank you, Heimdall. And then the last death, which I'm going to call one death because it happened so fast that really it's basically one death to me. And that's half of the MCU. This equals Black Panther. This equals Falcon. Basically, everyone who isn't one of the original Avengers dies. All of the Guardians. All of them. And then, finally, the most heart-wrenching death to me, personally, Gamora. Because you feel the pain in Thanos. And I'm going to get to Thanos in a minute. You feel the pain in Thanos. You see that he doesn't want to do it, but he believes it to be the right thing. He believes it to be the only way to save the universe. And there's probably a lot of better ways to do it, but he didn't care. And then let's get to Thanos. This guy, I was kind of worried about this guy. I didn't know how they were going to do it. Was he going to be a good character? Was he going to be a bad character? We didn't know when we walked in, but he blew me away personally from what I was feeling. And yes, he is the main character. He gets the most screen time of anyone. And that is kind of cool in the fact that it really does explain his backstory and why he's trying to destroy half of the universe. He's not doing it because he thinks we're bad. He's doing it to save us. Of course, that means killing half of us to him. And his ideas are reasonable, and that's something that makes him an even bigger threat to us. Is that the fact that his ideas kind of make sense. His ideas could happen someday if we get desperate enough. And that's not a very good thing. But it is a very true thing. Now let's get to the ending. The ending is kind of difficult to explain. You can tell that it's not the ending. It's an ending. It's not the ending to this story. It's halfway through this story, actually. Half of the characters die, as I mentioned earlier. And you can tell that a lot of these characters are coming back because they have sequels. There's only a few ways that they could not come back, and that's if they decided, we're just going to make it a different universe or dimension or something where they didn't die. Bam. So then you have multiple universes, and that doesn't make sense. So a lot of these guys are coming back, especially Spider-Man, the person who had the saddest death scene from the end. He's coming back. I don't think for a second that he's not coming back. But we do have to wait to see what coming back means for him and for probably everyone else, because I do feel like there will be consequences to bringing them back. There will be sacrifice. And that's one thing I love about this ending, is it's because we don't know what happens next. We don't know the ending of this story. And that kind of makes me want more, and I'm pretty sure that was the point in all of this. Was this movie amazing 10 out of 10? No. But was it great and a heart-wrenching story? Yes. There are a few parts in here where I did feel sad, and I did feel desperate, and I did feel this, and I did feel that. And there are a few scenes in there where the comedy ruins that for me. Sometimes. But not always. This movie is definitely a go-see in theaters movie. You have to see it on the biggest screen you can possibly see it on. And that's all I'm going to say about this movie. I would go watch it if you still haven't. This is FPS Python signing out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Goodbye.